Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk. My name is James, and I started this show because I wanted to have a forum platform to where we could discuss news going on in the day. Uh, they had, when I first started the show, there was this horrific murder of Samantha Woll. And so I want to continue to talk about her and her brutal murder until a suspect is brought to justice. So, and now a little bit about me. I was a private investigator, had my own business for 10 years in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I've conducted many surveillance cases, undercover assignments. I've also did court reporting and loss research in the military, as well as the DoD. And I was an instructor for interrogating witnesses and suspects, and also an instructor of deception detection techniques. So here's uh here's the summary of the case. Samantha Woll, a 40-year-old single woman from Detroit, was brutally stabbed to death at her residence on Saturday, October 21st, 2023, at 6:30 in the morning. A neighbor called 911 to report a body laying in the sidewalk of the 1300 block of Juliet Place in the Lafayette Park area of Detroit. Now, police arrived and determined the woman was stabbed to death from multiple stab wounds, and a trail of blood led from the location of the body to the inside of her residence. So, police determined the murder took place inside the home. Uh, the victim had then stumbled outside and fell to the ground where she was found. They had said she had been deceased for some time. So, there was no signs of forced entry, and said sources have said there was no defensive wounds on Miss Wool. Now, a hate crime motive was quickly ruled out. This happened only a couple weeks after the brutal attack from Hamas into Israel. So they were looked at that first thing because the victim, Miss Samantha Woll, was the board president of the downtown synagogue of Detroit. And she was also very politically active. Um, Miss Wool attended a wedding the night before, Friday, and when she left at 12:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, witnesses had stated she left alone, was in a happy spirit and frame of mind, and was just her positive self. And she arrived home, and the police believe that she was murdered almost immediately after that. Now, again, she was politically active with, she served as a political director for Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's reelection campaign, and also worked as a deputy district director for the U.S. Representative Slotkin from Michigan. Now, on Wednesday, November 8th, police made an arrest of an unnamed person who reportedly knew Miss Wool from uh, and attended her funeral. Now, the arrest was made, or they detained the person in Kalamazoo, and he made statements, and they were taking him en route to Detroit. And the statements he made, they immediately arrested him. Now, at that point, he invoked his constitutional rights and refused to answer questions and requested an attorney. Michigan state law is 72 hours after you arrest a person, you must either charge them or release them. So on Friday, November 10th, the person was released and without being charged and without being named. Crime Stoppers has issued a $15,000 reward for tips leading to an arrest. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, I have it scrolling, where you can give them a call and remain anonymous. Or you can scroll down into the description, and I have their website listed as well. Now, again, it was ruled out as a hate crime, and the police are keeping the evidence very close to the heart. So they have determined it was a different type of motive from the evidence that was received. We're not sure what that is. So, and there's things to note. Her cell phone and her wallet were present on her. So they determined it was not a robbery. There was no forced entry, and police say the murder took place inside. With the no defensive wounds, it seems like her guard was not up. So there's different scenarios that could have happened. And just recently, I believe it was Sunday evening, they did make an arrest, or not, and let me rephrase that. They did not make an arrest. They have another person in custody. Now, this person is called a person of interest. And here, well, let me play it for you, show you what it is talking about.
Now, the second person to be taken into police custody over the course of nearly 2-month investigation. But police have still not made any arrests or been able to definitely say who killed Samantha Woll. In a statement to News Nation, Detroit police confirmed that a, quote, person of interest has been taken into custody in furtherance of the investigation into the murder of Samantha Woll. But investigators offered no further details. The new update in the case was first reported by the Detroit News, citing two familiar sources with the investigation. They're reporting this person is not the same person who was taken into custody.
Cut out there. Sorry about that. So yes, it was not the same person that was brought into custody last time. Now, last time that person was arrested. This time, he was uh, uh, They can call him in custody. He is not arrested at this time. Now, this person did not know Miss Wolt, was a complete stranger to her. And this, they call it a person of interest because it could be one of two things. They could be a person that they think may have done it and will want to question him, or it could be that he may know information in regards to another person. So people are making assumptions that this is a person that did the crime, and so you can't assume that. We have to wait till the police release the information. They did state that that's all they're going to release is that they have another person in custody, not arrested yet. So, and yeah, so the other thing about doing this show, excuse me, is I wanted to allow people to make comments, and you can make your own opinions or share your opinions or theories about the case. Or if you'd like, you can come up and speak on the panel. I do ask that you uh, don't be naked. Please don't get me kicked off. But yes, if you'd like, you can come on the show and we can chat. Um, what do you think? What do you think that happened to Samantha Woll? Uh, the multiple stab wounds, and they're not telling us the amount, but yeah, uh, that indicates it is a very personal thing. It was something that, yeah, that's, and well, there's many theories. The other thing is the murder weapon. What happened to the murder weapon? Where is the knife? Was the knife brought with the suspect? Was it a knife that was retrieved from Miss Wool's home? I mean, that can make one thing is a premeditation case or uh, passion case if the knife was there. Were there fingerprints on the murder weapon? Uh, they have not released her or said anything about her cell phone and tracking it to where they can find out her route home. Did she pick somebody up and brought him home or her home? Was somebody waiting for her to come home? Was it a surprise to her, or was she expecting somebody to be there? There's many things that, yeah, that can happen. The evidence that they do have, they are not releasing, and that could lead to a specific person, so they want to keep it close to heart. Uh, is it somebody from her congregation? Is it a secret romance that is going on? Is she keeping it quiet for a reason? Was she meeting with somebody from the other community? I mean, that late at night, it does not seem like that, but it seems like either somebody was lying in wait for her, or it was somebody that she expected to be there. I believe if they, well, you would think that her route home and she deviated at a certain point to where she picked somebody up, they could find out who that person was. So maybe it was this person of that they arrested before. Did she pick him up? And did she take him home? Now, was it a long distance home? Did she have to walk afterwards, or did he um, call an Uber from the location? Was it a burglary? Was it a burglary gone wrong and she walked in on it and the person had to uh, caught her by surprise? Because again, she had no defensive wounds. If it was a burglary, I mean, and if she knew she was being robbed, she'd have her arms up. There would be defensive wounds. So yeah, there's multiple theories that are still going on. We do not. It's just like the game of Clue, if you remember that old game. Uh, if you need to have a motive. We have a murder weapon, but you don't know who it was or what the motive was, and that's the big thing. That can lead to who it was. So, what are your thoughts? What do you think happened? I'd love to hear it. You can come on the panel and chat or leave a comment. But I will continue doing the show every weekday until the person is brought to justice. This horrific murder needs to be solved. So please, if you could, share this out with your friends and share it on your platform. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's not let this investigation be forgotten about, and let's help solve this brutal crime. Until tomorrow evening, good night.